In this video we will see an application of Service Explorer tool with BPEL, Business Process Execution Language, a language for orchestration of web services. And those web services are following DPWS, Device Profile for Web Services. So here I have prepared a small example to show you in this video. So, as with any example, let's start to see what is our problem. We would like to model and express orchestration with BPEL. Imagine as a simple and basic structure a conveyor loop composed of 4 conveyor segments again. Conveyor 1, let's say this bar, then conveyor 2, and yet, well, other 2 conveyors. I'm making other 2 bars, so arranged something like this. Well, why we use and follow service-oriented approach in the first place? We would like that those low-level devices, and as again we follow device profile for web services, we may have resource-constrained devices, so they expose their functionality as a web service, and we would like to discover them and integrate to some more meaningful application. And in this case it would be just a conveyor loop. So let me mark explicitly those conveyors once again, and so let me reduce a bit the font size. So 3 and 4. So 4 conveyor loops like this. Well, we have already a demo package prepared for our conveyor loop, and well, most of the viewers will know where to get this package. And in this package, as you extract the zip file that you will receive, you will find there a few folders: BPL file, Business Process Execution Language, Conveyor Demo Clients, Conveyor Demo Server, and Service Explorer tool that can run BPLs. So let's start first with the Conveyor Demo Server. Here we have a place where we have Conveyor Demo services implemented, and you can open readme.txt file, and here it comes. So you need to use, since it's a jar file, you need to use Java jar, and then orchestration tools, conveyor demo server, and well, long line. It is important that you mark correctly host name here. In my case, it's just, well, on this local machine I have 192.168.1.8 as a IP address. You can check, depending on the machine what you use. If it's a Windows machine, you can run ipconfig command to check the address. Okay, let me put it more visible for you. So ipconfig, or if you on, for example, on Mac machine, like, well, at the moment I am, it should be ifconfig command, so you will be able to see your IP address. This is for host key, and then you may have several devices running. Let's suppose that each conveyor segment has dedicated controller, and as we use not actual controllers in this demo, but things running on the desktop, so this key can be used to specify that we will have 4. Therefore, conveyors, therefore number 4 comes for devices. And here is also list options, other options like services. You can specify several services per conveyor, and have different also numbers, play with the number with the serial numbers of the devices you use. Okay, so that's our, well, basics here. And well, how to work. Usually you should have also command prompt window or terminal windows opened, and I have four terminal windows open here for clients. We will go there in a moment, and one for the server. Well, how I can tell it? I have prepared here a conveyor demo server path for this terminal window, and for this, well, very simple preparation, you can remember so-called cd change directory command, both for Windows and Mac machines, and then provide the path. In my case, well, I can just drag and drop the folder and, well, press enter. But I have already prepared, well, let me really explicitly show you. So I'm dragging, dropping the folder, and it's on desktop demo in my case located. So, and when I press, well, basically I am just confirmed to be in this folder. Okay, so this is on the server side, and let's, without further ado, start our conveyor. 4 devices for demonstration. So I'm typing java space jar, and then if again I take a look inside of the conveyor demo server folder, I will see there a long name. Well, it can be tedious to type in whole this long name, so I just type here in the terminal window, or, well, first letters unique for that directory, and press then on my keyboard tab key. So for after autocomplete operation, so I get all this long name. What I have to do still, I still have to put keys. One of them is host, and my IP address, which is 192, 168, 1 and okay, 1 and 8. Please be careful to put correct symbols there. And then D for number of devices, for devices as we have for conveyors. Okay, I press enter. After this, well, we have in the terminal window or command prompt window initializing devices, and at the end we get here a conveyor demo server window telling us amount, well, one particular item to pay attention to, number of devices 4, amount of devices 4. Let me do now the starting of conveyor clients, and it could be seen similar to the server. Again, what is important that I should be in the conveyor demo client server with this terminal window. Again, I can use cd command to arrive there, but again, if I look to the browser, browse the directory, I see there is again this long name of the file, and I don't need any keys here like host or number of devices, because each window would be just connecting a client to one of those devices we started on the server side. So Java jar and then or and tab key for after complete. So conveyor demo client snapshot, I press enter, and what happens, you should see a window start to opening. Yes, it starts to opening, and scanning for devices appears. It would be scanning for some time until you get, well, select a device window. And selection of the device, there is a serial number, it's a 6-digit number, and since we have conveyor 1, 2, 3, 4, let's use this order, I mean how these serial numbers appear in the list for selection. So I just select first number, smallest number from the list for the first conveyor. Okay, so now client, this is just a monitoring application for the conveyor connected to this particular one of those particular devices started by demo server. Well, if there would be actual controller running this line exposing service, you can use the same demo well application to connect to actual equipment. Okay, first device is running. I would repeat first monitoring running. I would repeat it for the rest. So Java again, jar or tab for after auto filling. Again, now we get another window appearing. Okay, now a searching process start. Okay. You see also running messages, and for the previous you see the prop messages running as discovery process ongoing for DPWS. Again, since it's a second, well, conveyor, I select just the second one from the list, drop down list by serial number, and press OK. Okay, we have connected already to given device. Let me go for the third one. Again, Java, jar. It's important that I already have previously prepared, that I'm in the correct folder with this terminal window. Starting third conveyor segment. Okay, well, it's opened here and then appears here. Starting scanning for devices using probe messages. Sending probe messages, and eventually finding that there are again now 4 devices, and I select third from the list, again in the order of serial numbers. Okay, and I'm arranging it. Conveyor 1 would be in this corner, conveyor 2 well in here, and then as you may see, I continue with the conveyor, third conveyor here, and now as I go on and start finally the last conveyor, demo client, just a monitoring application for pure observation how a BPEL would behave. So came fourth window. Let me rearrange it somehow that it would be better visible. Okay, let me reconnect my mouse in a moment. Okay, I'm using wireless mouse, so let me a bit and I would select here the last device in the order. So this would be our conveyor 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our loop that we have started to create in this slide. Okay, so far so good. So what you can do with those demo clients, you can actually use some operations like setting directions for those web services. Actually, this is already prepared interface. Like I just would switch for this. Now it's pointing direction left. This conveyor belt, I will switch to the right. Okay, and we have invoked successfully the web service, and some can observe that there was in the console printed that direction has been changed to right. So what is, by the way, conveyor segment in this case? Conveyor segment has two sensors on the left hand side and the right hand side direction, and it can use operations load from left. Yes, and we see container appears, and after some time we make complete an operation and its success. And as we execute operation, also while we started the console, we can see like what, for instance, sensor values going through. Sensor 1 becomes first on, then becomes off, this sensor 1 as container goes away, and well, etc. Until it's conveyor power turned off, and we can maybe unload. Well, let me unload it back to the left so that it will be going well whole path, and unloading. Yes, success, operation successfully completed. Well, I'm going now back to the level of client server, and as I said in the beginning, there is a Service Explorer, and that's the tool that can run BPEL files. I open this folder. Again, what I see there, similar kind of structure, well, Service Explorer core, in this case the name of jar file, but again some long file name, orchestration tool, Service Explorer, etc. We may start it as was shown here also with command prompt or terminal, but let's just well, double click and start it as a Java applications. You can start as a scope application if it's meant for it as double clicking on the file. And here let me wait that application is initializing. Yes, Service Explorer window has been now opened, and here we have in the Service Explorer several menus items, and one particular what we need is discovery. So I will be now running a scan menu to discover all the DPWS services we have in the network. And after I scan, what happens, we have 4 highlighted conveyors appearing, our 4 devices in fact that we have in the tree. They, you see, are highlighted again, and it means that a WSDL file, each device has its own WSDL file, and you see 1 WSDL, 2 WSDL, well, 3 WSDL, 4 WSDL. They can come in various orders. When you try maybe different order, well, it's just because it's discovered in well, receives reply in different order, and you see here our clients also detecting a probe messages going on. And also in the server side, you can observe multicast packet for discovery was sent. Okay, what happens now? I would be clicking to the file, and once I click, imagine, please notice it's changing the color. It means WSDL file is getting uploaded and read from the device. It's hosts now, yes, okay, in this computer, but WSDL file is uploaded, and you see here a list of operations, and you may notice that those operations somehow correspond to what you can find in the client. So loads from different directions, and okay, partially at least, load from right, load from left, unload, and some also explicit getting of getters for sensor values, or setters for motor direction, or motor run values, or conveyor belt motor. There are also a possibility to subscribe to the notifications with sensor changed value for 1, 2, what I was showing before here in client window. Okay, so and in the Service Explorer you can also start invoking of the methods. Let's start again with we are now service 2 WSDL, and let's try to set motor value, and I make a right mouse click in the tree and try to invoke. And here what I get enumeration type. I mean, for this motor direction value, left, right. Let's set to, well, right direction. Well, what was the default value? Well, as it appears to the left, we should be seeing a value changing to the right. Okay, and if I click, yes, we have seen value has changed to the right, and we get success of operation. By the way, why again it changed this conveyor segment? Because it's a second conveyor, and you see there is a number 2 WSDL, so it's our second device. WSDL conveyor service run on the second device. So, and I can activate, well, load from left, for example. You see, we see running it in the client window. Again, this is just a monitoring tool, and for monitoring tool it doesn't matter from where we invoke a particular service, in this case for conveyor 2. Let me again, well, unload it, well, to the same direction, and invoke it to the right, and container has left. So this is the tree, well, activation of WSDL file, right mouse click to invoke it. By the way, there is also a description of WSDL as XML. You can find it in the code tab, or in the tree tab, is more user friendly. And another thing, if I click on the conveyor, well, I mean the roots here, we see also additional description, like on the device type. So we see that it's a conveyor demo. It's well, it's serial numbers, what we have been discussing when I was connecting it. So, well, manufacturer, URL, web address of our laboratory. So such things also possible to see from this view. Well, what is additionally at this moment important to us is orchestration, composition of web services. We would like to make now something useful out of those basic, well, web services. Again, web services, actual web services are represented with this some gray window in the corner, well, or actual devices that control actual equipment. So because it is, well, it's not with the UI what we see, but with the actual device, or with the emulator server of those devices. Okay, so far so good. Let's now compose it that the palette would flow in the loop. Conveyor 1, conveyor 2, conveyor 3, conveyor 4. And I happen to have, obviously, BPEL prepared. Again, orchestration menu, show BPELs, and new Windows opens here, where we can select menu for loading a BPEL, and it's located in my case on desktop, a demo folder there, and, well, right version of a demonstrator I'm going to, and conveyor BPEL. And here I have already a conveyor line BPEL prepared, conveyor line.bpl. Let's try to open it, and as it opens we get, well, conveyor line. We could execute it and then pause it, but what is more important here is partner links. here in three dots button, if we click, we see here three conveyors, four conveyors obviously, but what is important, device partner links are uninitialized here. We need to initialize it. And what is the principle? Again, serial numbers of devices in the order like they were assigned, increasing order. So let's in the same order give those numbers. Some of you already know about semantic web services existence. Well, in the ideal world, this kind of assignments, depending of what is the properties of devices, what it's the type of devices, what those devices can do, where they are located, if there is an ontology model for semantic web services available, these assignments in principle can be done automatically. But okay, in this case we assign partner link like we were initializing when we were initializing our monitoring clients. Remember, we were giving, well, actually numbers in increasing order. Same numbers now are giving here to refine partner links. And after this, it's important to press apply. Okay, and then after you pressed apply, you can close this window and finally execute. And what you see, well, container comes, and then immediately it's, well, for some moment appears at the end of the previous conveyor and comes to the next. Okay, so now we're in 2D space, and actually, well, it's a bit maybe funny because it goes to this is a third conveyor, it jumps here to be loaded, and finally reaches our initial conveyor 1 from where it was started, and we get a result done. Okay, we can repeat this experience, well, starting again execution, going to the second, to the third, it always goes to the same direction from left to the right, and another loop is made by our conveyor. So once again, what is important to remember, file menu, loading BPEL, in this case was conveyor line BPEL prepared, refining partner links with the numbers, pressing apply button, closing it, and then executing the system. Now, as we run the system once more, okay, after we have completed, okay, yeah, completed. So we have made our conveyor loop circulating container, but let's look to the BPL. I have it opened with NetBeans tool BPL file, this conveyor line BPL. And some of you may recall from our previous face-to-face discussion that there are in BPL can be, well, several important parts. Partner links, what we have been trying to refine, well, here you can see this section, and you see conveyor 1, 2, 3, 4 pointing to the conveyor service link type, then variables part, so what operations we would like to execute there, and maybe, well, from the workflow point of view, sequence is most important. And we have here entry point when we actually press this execute button in Service Explorer window, where we start conveyor line operation. And the flow goes as follows, I mean the workflow, that we have 4 main flow blocks. Some of you may remember that flow construct allows for BPL parallel execution of operations, and in fact you can see the parallel execution of operation when we, for instance, sending out the pallet container from one conveyor segment to the next conveyor segment. In this case, we need to simultaneously at the same time trigger operation, well, unload from right, from right side, and load from left. Here for this next conveyor segment. So that's why flow construct here is well, a valid way to go. So, and you can see inside of flow two invokes, exactly that you run, well, unload to right operation and load from left operation. So unload to right and load to load from left operations. So that's an approach we follow here. Okay. What else I have to mention here? You see another block for the sequence, which is assign. You can assign different variables, so make more complex assignments, values, and this is reply what we receive once reply is sent by the process when the execution is complete. And once again, when we were executing, we have been seeing done output coming to us as well. Done message comes in the moment, and here it is. Yes, result what is sent back to us. Okay, so this was first basic introduction to the use of Service Explorer and the use of this demo package. Please, well, try it yourself, and well, remember what was the use of the menu, where you have to click here, well, how to invoke the services, and if you would have any other DPWS service, you can use the same tool, well, to discover it and work with it, and even orchestrate it. So some of you will get of the viewers assignment related to the developing some extended process description for better understanding of the BPEL principles and well, its constructs. That's all for now, and thank you for watching. Till the next time.